Brett Velikovich, a Fox News contributor now and former U.S. Army Special Ops soldier, is with us. And Brett, you've been to Ukraine to help rescue those behind enemy lines, and you're also headed back there now. We won't give very many details like you always do here with us. We'll help keep you safe. So tell me this. How much difference does it make to see Putin, for people on the ground, saying that they are the aggressors, these women, children, these people that have tried to get out of the way of bombs, so on and so forth, that they are the aggressors and that he's pushing back on them?
Well, look, Harris, Putin's going to say anything on the world stage to save face. I think we underestimate Putin's pride in wanting to win at all costs, no matter how many of his own Russian troops are killed in the process. I mean, many of his troops will not return home, but make no mistake, Russia is losing this war, and it's not only affecting them militarily, showing their cards on the battlefield and how tactically weak they are, but also this war is starting to take the whole economically at home.
I want to get to the.
Putin has to focus during his speech on nationalism and patriotism to justify this war. Many people in Russia still to this day don't realize the ground truth of what's going on because the government controls the information that is relayed to them in the media. I mean, Russian citizens, they don't understand that their own Russian troops continue to be instructed to commit war crimes in Ukraine and indiscriminately target non-combatants. I mean, Ukrainian women and children, as we speak, are trapped without food and water in certain places, Harris. Russian troops are executing these campaigns to detain and torture local officials, journalists, and activists in Russian filtration camps, and where some of them are reportedly disappearing. And many analysts were speculating, what Putin would do on Victory Day. But his recent speech, it offered very little clue on what he plans to do with the war. And I'm hearing from Ukrainian soldiers in the field that today so far has been pretty similar in terms of the amount of attacks as other days. Not much has changed there, but they are reporting that Russia seems to be gathering more men and weapons than normal, almost prepping. And there's this fear on the ground that something big is being prepared.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is the latest world leader to visit Ukraine, and he met with Ukrainian President Zelensky yesterday. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson and other European leaders have visited over the past few months. And for the first time, we're looking deeper now at Joe Biden, the president, because the White House says there are still no plans to make him available for the trip, although you saw his wife there, who had met. First Lady Jill Biden made a surprise visit to the war zone. She didn't go to Kyiv, obviously. She met with the Ukrainian First Lady yesterday. So how much do these visits matter? And would Joe Biden touching down make a difference?
I think it's important. I mean, how many other leaders from other countries have touched down? I mean, didn't they just have U2 perform over there? I mean, they can't have, the President of the United States show up and show his support to the Ukrainian people. I mean, frankly, Harris, it still bothers me that the U.S. administration has no accountability still for the weapons shipments that are going into Ukraine. They still have no idea where these weapons are going once they hand them off to the Ukrainians. I'm receiving information from some of the highest levels of government dealing with lethal aid.
So wait a minute. I want to slow you down for just 1 second, Brett. We're running out of time, and I want to get to this. What do you mean they don't know where the stuff is going? Like, so it's billions of taxpayer dollars. Are you trying to tell me that it's like a food drop-off and nobody goes to get the package for a day or two? Like, come on.
Exactly. I mean, they literally have little insight into where they're going. They drop them off, they send them out, and they don't have any accountability for where they're going. And it's so easy to account for these weapons. It really is. There just seems to be this lack of ability to track them. And now we have nonprofits and organizations right now still doing the work of the U.S. government. If anything, our support from back home has only stepped up more since all this, horrific situation occurred. And we've been supporting medical supplies still on the front lines, just like other groups, including United Help Ukraine and good folks over there that understand this is a war of logistics, and we need to continue to help out the Ukrainian people.
All right, Brett, this has to be super, super quick. Special ops. How dangerous would it be? Or could we put a plan together to put President Joe Biden on the ground in Kyiv to show the kind of support that other leaders have shown, and you feel confident that you could keep him safe?
I think right now there are places within Ukraine, especially the capital, that we could keep him safe. Absolutely. Other leaders have shown up there. They can do it in a way that protects the president and then also show support to the Ukrainian people.
All right. You're the expert. Depend on some of that detail. Stay safe, my friend, on your next trip. Thank you. Good to see you, Brett.